3, Chad TV. What's going on?
Feeling good.
Feeling good, man. What is your big recap of the previous week? Fill us in on what happened.
Just made some music, made a couple songs, made, good amount of money for what I'm trying to do right now, what I have going on, and just made some headway in a couple different areas, all the areas that I'm already, pursuing, putting in work towards. There's just been progress made. Nothing like super major happened, but definitely some good steps happened and progress was made and saw some results too.
Could you tell us more about that? Anything specific jump out?
No, not really. I mean, nothing like crazy. Just made some good money and just got the ball moving forward.
Let's move into upcoming week. What intentions are we setting? I know we talked about this last week, but kind of just letting it happen day by day. Is there anything worth mentioning for what you want to get done over the next week?
Just continue the path of leveling up and becoming a better version of myself every single day.
Nice. So we've got a special guest in the studio. This is not his episode. He's going to be doing a guest episode after this. But wanted to have you give your thoughts and some introductions briefly on this guest here. Because I want him to jump in and ask a question or two for this interview.
Got Ryan Voyak, our boy, went to high school with me. And funny guy, if you guys know him, obviously he's a fucking character. Pretty I'll just let his interview, speak for him. I'm not going to do too much of the speaking, but good dude, really funny dude. Has a lot of charisma, a lot of energy. So, you guys will find out soon here.
Okay, cool, man. So I wanted to implement one or two things to spice it up this week. We're going to try out something new. I didn't give you a heads up. But just to keep things interesting, instead of talking about the same shit every week, let's do a few quick rapid fire Q&As. These are going to be introspective, and feel free to answer as short or as long as you want. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to go with rapid fire Q&A number 1. What is the best advice you ever received, if anything stands out?
Nothing stands out. I hate to say it, but there's not one piece of advice that I feel like stands out over any other piece of advice. I've had a lot of mentors, but I can't think of one phrase or anything like that. Honestly, I would just give it to fucking Tate or Wes Watson, where it's just nobody's coming to save you, and that you need to just be true to who you are and what you want to do.
Okay. How do you cope with hardship?
You just mentally don't give up. I've just never had it in my mind to want to give up. I've always had hope in every situation that I've been in that I would come out the other side of it. So I've never been in a situation, no matter how bad or drastic, and there's been some really bad situations, that it's crippled me to the point that I don't want to live or move or breathe or do anything anymore. It's just get through it.
What do you think people might misunderstand about you?
I think that, people don't really get why I do what I do and who I'm trying to be, that I'm just on this mission of really becoming the best version of myself and showcasing that to inspire other people, because where we're from, I didn't have anybody to look up to that had the ambitions that I had as a young kid. And I see that in all of my peers that I grew up around. Not to say that, there aren't some people doing some credible things, but there's nobody doing anything that is super unique in my eyes. There's nobody doing anything that's super left field that's taken a path that would require them to just develop certain attributes and such levels of self-belief and just do some things that really might not make sense. And so there's the people that I've grown up around that I think that I just do this shit like to fucking flex, even though like I'm not even fucking balling like that. And I'm not doing it for that reason, nor have I cut those people off for like any other reason of like, I'm just trying to better myself. And I'm just on a mission of self-belief and really seeing what I can do. And if you don't get that or you don't fuck with that, I don't really care. But I think that's the biggest thing that's misunderstood about, why I am who I am, why I'm still trying to make music, while we're still making decisions that just might not make sense on paper to our friends, to our family, because I actually believe that ludicrous big result that I want to happen will actually happen and can actually happen. And I'm willing to fucking sacrifice and figure out whatever I need to figure out, or spend whatever type of money, or go into debt, or do this or do that, all these different things that I've done, because I actually believe it'll fucking happen, because I want to make it happen so I can inspire other people, so I can be at least somebody that another kid can have as a reference point to actually be like, I can go out and fucking do something like this. So that's what I want to fucking do.
I've got one more before we round that part off. What is a lesson that took you a long time to learn?
It's a good question. That at the end of the day, the relationship you have with yourself matters more so than any other relationship you have. Because if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, you're not going to be of use to anybody else in your life that you have a relationship with. And so you need to, really cultivate a spirit of belief, because if you don't believe in yourself, other people won't believe in you. And you're not going to be able to overcome obstacles, and you're not going to be able to help other people overcome those obstacles. That, you are the most important person to focus on. That what you think in your mind is actually the way reality is, that this is your movie and everybody else is in your movie. And it's just, nothing else really matters at the end of the day. Like, you're a character. You need to figure out who that person is. You need to be that person every single day, or else you're letting everybody else down around you. So I think for the longest time that I had hope that I could go out and achieve and be who I want to be, but I didn't always like have that presence and that relationship that fostered such a great level and intensity of belief that would be able to inspire other people, to be able to help other people. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So, ending the Q&A, just wanted to round off the entire interview by saying that as we're in week 3, we're trying new things. I'm still figuring out what to ask and what format to follow for myself as an interviewer. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about or was hoping that I would ask you about that you'd want to share?
Just a blank slate. This is for us doing these. I wanted to get better at speaking. I thought I did a good job the first week. And then for whatever reason last week, I said 4,000 fucking times, and it really pissed me off. But that just taught me to be a little bit more present when I'm speaking. This is for us, but it's also for people that are watching, for a lot of the previous points that I just made. Why else would we be doing this if it wasn't for somebody else to be able to look at these at the end of the day? So the only other thing that I'd want to speak on, you usually ask me if there's anything left, like what's your biggest message? And I usually like to just summarize my thoughts and my perspective over the last week. That'd be pretty much it. It's probably going to sound similar to how it did the last 2 weeks, but that's fine. That's just where I'm at right now. Really, really figuring out who you are, who that best version of yourself is, that character in your mind that superhero version of yourself, and just learning more and more and more every single day, every week, how to stay grounded as that person. I've been trying so much to just visualize that version of myself that I'm aiming to be, and figuring out how to just keep that guy more intact and present in every single situation, conversation, activity that I do. So I'm not affected by the circumstances of this world, and I'm only affected by what's going on inside of here. And that's just like a big thing that I've been working on the last couple weeks that's just coming to my awareness. And honestly, since I've been doing that, the results have been amazing. Like, I went through this period of trials and tribulations from the end of February because of like this shitty fucking business that I was in, that I was like losing hella money on, that I wasn't aligned with. And it was affecting other parts of my life. And it's because I just wasn't aligned as that character. And then once I realized all that, I became more conscious of it. And I started to align myself and design this guy again and stay rooted in that. All of a sudden, all this shit just started happening again. Just such an influx of creativity that was effortless, whether it's with making music or business ideas. Money just started coming in. Like, my sales calls just got so much easier, where I feel like I'm barely putting in any effort and I'm just closing everything. Like, that's what happened this week, is I closed pretty much every single call I've been on. Really good opportunity that it's more aligned with who I am came into my life this week. And all that's just from staying more present and really just staying rooted in that guy. So I've been talking about that a lot, and I'm just going to continue to push that message, that narrative, and keep doing that and continue to update you guys, because I really do feel like, to branch off of what I said last week, I'm not supposed to be the fucking Jocko Willett guy that tells you to fucking wake up and fucking not jerk off and fucking, do 12 ice baths in the morning and have this crazy routine. Like, I'm going to be the guy that, teaches you how to be yourself and become more spiritually aligned with that best version of yourself, and how you can do that without having to attach it to some sort of rigid routine or prescription that a lot of these gurus give you. And I just want to be the accurate representation of that, because that's really where I'm going. So I'm going to continue that message and stay on the path, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Success.
Peace.
Until next week.